Wow, it is another March. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's siu-yee and I make videos about frugality and finance, so don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more related content. Welcome to March 2021, everyone. I hope you all had a great February. As of today, I am $77,997 in student loan debt. So in February, my income was $5,198. I ended up sending 76% of my income towards debt. My second paycheck was a greater amount than I was expecting because my health plan apparently reimbursed us, and so I got, a few more dollars in my paycheck there. Upwork, I ended up making $307. My dad gave me $300 because he saw the bill that I got from my car's oil change, and I will get to that later. The IRS paid me $130. That's pretty nice considering that I was originally expecting that amount to be negative $1,500. In other words, that I would owe $1,500. So if you're interested in how I actually did that, go watch the latest episode of my tax series where I talk about how I actually filed my taxes as a sole proprietor. My mom gave me $50 because we both donated to a cause. I made $36 on Marketplace. Savings, nothing towards savings. I had some cash fund left over. I had to service my car and I knew that was coming up, so I had actually budgeted like $300 for this and ended up being more than $300. But you know what? This money did not go to Nissan. I took my car to Pep Boys and I think they did a fantastic job because my brake honestly was making this weird squeaky sound, and it makes it sometimes and it always freaks me out, and I had told Nissan service about it a few times before and they always say that they check it and that they're fine. And this time when I told the people at Pep Boys, they were like,
"Ma'am, so your sensors are malfunctioning, the emission system is kind of weird, and your radiator is leaking."
Oh, I just need an oil change.
Yeah, but your car needs a lot of work.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hello? Hey, Daddy. So I just came to the car shop and the man said that there's a lot of stuff wrong with my car. And I'm like, okay. I just need an oil change.
do whatever you need to do to my car. I just want it to function well, and it needs to keep me safe because I have an hour-and-a-half commute to work. Even though I don't take it every day, I need to make sure that I can rely on my car because that's why I spent $14,000 on my car after the end of the lease. Otherwise, I would have just gotten a beater for like $1,000. So this is an expense that I am not too mad about making, but when I got home, I actually left this huge receipt that I got from Pep Boys on the table, and my dad saw it and he sent me $300. So that was so nice of him. He didn't have to do that, but I think he felt bad that that's how much my oil change ended up costing. That's okay though, my car's good. No more squeaking, they did a great job, and happy with the service. Gas, cash, I actually didn't end up spending any money on gas on my credit card or my debit card at all, so I was able to cash flow it literally. I got my baby Sansa a car wash. She's fresh and clean. She's happy she got serviced. And you know what? Maybe we'll be giving her a car wash more often. Who knows? Personal, my phone bill went up by like a few cents and I'm kind of mad about it. So I think I'm gonna be looking up AT&T's different phone plans because I think I saw one that was like $2 cheaper and gave me more data. It's not unlimited, but it did give me more data, and I just want to actually speak to an agent to make sure that my bill will actually go down. Banking mistake. So I opened this account with Capital, with a Q, and it's like this money saving app, and I thought I was gonna get like this $5 bonus for using someone's referral link. I somehow upgraded my membership to a paid one, and then they charged me $6, and yeah, I lost $6 for something dumb. So I ended up just closing the account because I couldn't figure out a way to cancel the subscription. I literally just signed up to get a $5 bonus and then I was gonna dip out. You live and you learn. I spent $196.97 both filing my taxes and paying Pennsylvania taxes. That's okay because it wasn't that much. Most of this was just paying H&R Block to file my taxes as a self-employed person. Vet, oh yeah, he was like scratching his face or something and they gave him medicine, but he's fine now. Pet care cash. Oh, okay. So PetSmart red marked Percy. and he's not allowed to go back to their grooming salon. You know, I would have accepted that. That's fine, because Percy gets really stressed out in a grooming environment sometimes, or at least every time I've taken him to PetSmart grooming, because I've only ever taken him to PetSmart grooming. The last time he went there, he was really anxious and they were trying to cut his nails, and this was like in November. He was not about it. So I can understand why they would have flagged him in their system, but they never told me that he wasn't allowed to go back there until I called to make a full bath grooming appointment for him a few weeks ago, and they were like, yeah, you can't bring him here again. And I was just like, oh, why didn't you when were you gonna tell me this? So then I freaked out and I was like, wow, I'm gonna have to do all this grooming myself. Like, I've been doing it for like the past year. So I was just like, oh my gosh, if PetSmart won't do it, I don't even know if other businesses are gonna do it or accept him. So I ended up calling a few small businesses nearby. Some of them straight up wouldn't answer. I was able to reach one business through text, and they asked me to bring him in that same day just to see if they could cut his nails because they were a little long. I ended up bringing him there, and I was so scared that he was gonna, you know, be afraid. And I told the people there, like, be careful, he's really nervous. And they were like, oh, like, should I put a muzzle on him? I was like, I don't know, he's never had that on, but whatever you think is safer, do it. I just want his nails to be cut so that, you know, they're safe for him and they don't hurt him. They asked me to wait outside, and I waited outside in the cold for like 20 minutes for them to, like, you know, do what they needed to do. They called me back in and they were like, hey, like, are you sure he's aggressive? And I was like, that's what they told me. Like, that's what PetSmart said. You know, he's banned, he can't go back there again. And they were like, he's fine. Like, he is a model dog. And I look in through the window, and this dog, he's just chilling on the table, yawning, as the groomer is just casually grooming him, giving him like a nice little trim around his face, around his paws. Like, they did everything so beautifully, and then they didn't even charge me. I paid them for the nails and they just weren't charging me for the rest, and they gave him a little cologne spritz. Oh my god, this dog looked gorgeous. He hadn't looked this good in a year because I hadn't been able to take him to a grooming salon because they wouldn't let him in. Especially because before he got banned, PetSmart apparently said that they needed 2 people to work on him because one person couldn't handle him. You know, there was just one lady grooming him at this place, and she said he was like a model dog. So I'm never going back to PetSmart again. I'm just gonna support this small business. So that's what I'm gonna do from now on, and I'm gonna let the professionals do their jobs, because whatever I do does not even compare to the magic that groomers do. So I'm more than happy to pay the full price for the full grooming situation, and that's actually what I'll be doing this month. Paid them $17 with a tip. I paid $9.24 for a streaming platform that I'd like to cancel, but I can't cancel because my dad only knows how to use the streaming platform, so it'd be a little confusing if I changed it. Bought Percy a toy from Dollar Tree, so he's happy with it. It was gonna be his birthday present, but then I just wanted to give it to him that day, so now I have to get him another birthday present today. In my last Frugal Girl Reacts video, I don't know what I did. A few hours later, my eyelids started to swell. The entire time that I was filming my next video, where I talk about which tax software you should use, my eye was actually swollen and having an allergic reaction. I've never had an allergic reaction before. I don't even know what I'm allergic to. So I actually threw out like 90% of my makeup just in case, and then I went to Walgreens to pick up my antibiotics, steroids, and a full face of makeup while I was there. So that's what the $75 is for. Very weird. Still don't know what I'm allergic to. Would love to know, because it was just my one eye. Like, I would have expected it to at least be both eyes, but it was just one. Okay, Chegg, $15.69. Hopefully that's the last time I'll pay for that, but we'll see with my next class. Debt. I sent $3,962.85 towards my debt this month. Yay! March. So I finally adjusted the withholdings on my paychecks. You know what? I'd rather not owe taxes next year or live in the fear of owing maybe $1,500 of taxes again, so we'll play it safe. Tuition reimbursement, I am expecting $1,177, but that's really just because I don't know what my grade in my class is. Last night I literally stayed up to finish up a final research paper, a final project, and I still don't know what I got on my final last week. Before all that, my average was like a 96, but just in case I got a B, that's what my tuition reimbursement would be. If I get an A, great. If not, then I won't have to adjust my budget. Upwork, I'm gonna try to actually make enough money from Upwork to cover the interest generated by my private student loans, and the interest I'm estimating that they will generate is $231.39. New Jersey refund. I am realizing a lot of things in New Jersey are just slower than they need to be, and one of those things is getting my tax payment from them. Reimbursement, that's a work trip that I took earlier, estimating $70 for both gas and toll this month. Registration. This is just a never-ending saga of annoyance with DMVs. Like, one DMV tells me to go here, I go there, I make my appointment, I wait 2 months for that appointment. I get there, they tell me this is not where you should have made your appointment. So then I go back and I make another appointment, and now I wait. $55 for my phone, hopefully I can lower that. Lifestyle, it's my baby boy's birthday this month. Well, it's my baby boy's birthday tomorrow, March 4th. It'll be my baby boy's 2nd birthday, and I'm gonna spoil him. This includes grooming for 2 weeks from now because I just gave him a bath, but I will also be buying him some toys and some treats and all the cute doggy things that he needs because he's my child, the light of my life. Okay, $9.24 for the streaming platform again. I bought a bench to do hip thrusts on because the adjustable bench that I have is like just a little bit too high to do hip thrusts comfortably on. I bought a bench from BC Strength, which is a pretty pricey website, but they had exactly what I pretty much needed to complete this exercise. Home Depot, I actually bought a hard hat to visit a customer site. I didn't end up needing it, but my company reimbursed me for it anyway because at least I have one now and I don't have to borrow one from someone. McDonald's, the same work trip, I got hungry. I didn't charge the company for that because it was like by the time I was already near my house. So yeah, that was just gluttony on my part. I really wanted a cheeseburger and fries. Not me talking about exercise and then fast food a second later. Education, my next class begins next week, even though my previous class just ended. I'm expecting to contribute $3,749.19 towards my debt this month, 65% of my income. Right now, I'm actually planning on paying off my debt in September 2022 still. These numbers are really just estimates for myself, and they do motivate me to try to pay more towards debt, especially when a payment for that debt-free month is relatively low, because then I'm like, wow, if I contribute a little bit more this month, then maybe I can bring that date up a month. I just like, you know, viewing my payoff journey this way because I'm a visual person. Next up is my debt payoff chart. So far, it looks like I've paid $68,132.33 of debt since my debt-free journey began. $45,000 of that is just student loan debt, and you're really starting to see the magnitude of how much I'm paying off each month now. So hopefully we'll see these declines become a little bit steeper as time goes on. Net worth. So I'm currently worth negative $60,221.38, and that is $3,722.87 more positive for this month. The next graph I want to show you guys is actually something that came from the class that I'm taking. It's called a Pareto diagram, and if you've heard of the Pareto principle or the 80-20 principle, it basically illustrates that. The Pareto principle states that for many outcomes, roughly 80% of consequences come from 20% of the causes, or the vital few. And so I made a Pareto diagram for the average expenses that I incurred for the past 3 months. Now I'm thinking of just making this a regular chart that I show in my budget videos because I think it's actually pretty telling of where my expenses lie. So in my Pareto diagram, you'll see that most of my average monthly spending goes towards debt, as many of you know. But then you'll also see that a lot of my expenses go towards education, work and business, health and fitness. This includes January, February, and my March budget. So now that I have those things highlighted, I think I'm gonna be more wary of my expenses in those areas and really think about whether or not they're worth it and whether or not they will add value to my life. And if not, then I'll be able to reallocate that money towards my debt. Thank you guys so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. Thank you for liking my videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Honestly, that does not go unnoticed because it really does make me feel like I'm building this tight-knit community and I can learn more things from all of you, especially when you comment, you know, really helpful things and have really cool insights on some of the topics that I discuss. And if you're new and found this helpful, please consider subscribing. Please let me know what you guys are budgeting for this month and if you have reached any significant financial goals recently. Yeah, thank you for watching.